Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana (CTAG) threatened to embark on an indefinite strike starting December 31 if its outstanding concerns are not addressed.
Also, the uncertainty hangs over Blekuma North and Dom Kwabenya constituencies with no clear winner declared in the parliamentary contest there. This afternoon we asked what next for them, plus the 7 others declared over the weekend.
We have details as the Ghana National Fire Service alarmed at the increase in fire outbreaks. More than 100 fire outbreaks have been recorded since Friday, December 20, with domestic fires topping the list.
I am Mawina Igbeta.
And I am Judith Brown. The bulletin starts now. Well, this afternoon, the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana (CTAG) has threatened to embark on an indefinite strike starting December 31, 2024. If its outstanding concerns are not addressed. The declaration follows an emergency meeting of CTAG's National Fire Council on Friday, December 20, 2024, to address what the union calls the government's persistent failure to honor critical agreements from prior negotiations. Now, in a statement issued on Monday, December 23, CTAG expressed frustration over repeated breaches of agreements and roadmaps concerning the implementation of a compulsory arbitration award by the National Labour Commission, NLC, on May 2, 2023. Now, the union criticized the government for failing to uphold commitments made in good faith, which they say have negatively impacted members' welfare and the broader education sector. Well, the current decision of the National Council to resort to another strike action is based on the following grounds, and I'm going to outline them to you as you can see on the screens. Firstly, government's failure within 20 months to complete migrating colleges of education teaching staff onto affiliate universities' pay structure. Also, another reason for the CTAG strike is prolonged delays in issuing new appointment letters to enable migration by the Controller and Accountant General's Department in October 2024 as agreed. We'll bring you more details as regards the reason for CTAG strike. Also, undue delay in paying the remaining 42 colleges the 1-month basic salary compensation for all year-round work in 2022 as ordered by the NLC on 2nd May 2023. Another reason, which is the last, is the non-payment of the 2023 top-up book and research allowance to staff of Akrokeri College of Education. Well, Maxwell Bunu is the national president of CTAG. He's joining us with more details on this developing story. Good afternoon, sir. Now, what specific actions do you expect governments to take to address CTAG's outstanding concerns?
Hello, I can hardly hear. I don't know, there's a problem with the network.
We can hear you. We can hear you clearly.
Hello.
If you can't hear me, I'm asking you what specific actions that you expect the government to take to address CTAG's outstanding concerns. We can hear you if you can hear us. We're asking about the actions that you want government to take as regards to your concerns as CTAG, reason why you are deciding to go on strike.
Yeah, if I don't know, if the line is breaking. If I heard you rightly, you are asking what action we are taking since the government has said to implement.
We are asking about the actions that you want government to take, basically. It seems we're having a bit of a challenge addressing Maxwell. But of course, we've been talking about the CTAC strike action. They are planning on going on an indefinite strike action starting December 31 of this year. We're yet to hear really what their concerns, I mean, they've outlined their concerns. We're yet to hear what specific actions they want government to take concerning the concerns they've raised earlier. But if you can hear me, sir, we are asking about the specific concerns or the actions you want government to take. Right, it seems we are still having a challenge, but we'll try and raise him once again subsequently. But Mawina has more stories for us.
Absolutely, and we're staying on the front of education, where the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, they've issued a stern warning to the government, threatening to advise against the reopening of schools in January 2025 if outstanding debts are not settled. In a press release issued on December 21, CHAS expressed deep concern over government's failure to fully address critical financial needs of senior high schools across the country. The outstanding debts include arrears for essential services such as food, transportation, utilities, and operational expenses for both day and boarding schools. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools argue that these unpaid funds are severely impacting the smooth operation of schools and hindering the ability to provide quality education to students. Not the first time these concerns are being raised. The first time a lot earlier in the year, not so early on, but a few months ago, where in a letter we intercepted here at TV3, they had written to the Education Ministry demanding some action be taken with respect to these concerns. In fact, one of the many things Charles raised in that earlier letter some months ago was that the difficulty in being able to provide some essential food items was posing a security risk on the various campuses as the students were continuously being agitated as a result of the lack of essential food commodities. But it does appear that there's been no end in sight, despite government saying that they had released some funds to them. Well, on the front of education still, the Conference of Heads of Private Secondary Cycle Schools, this time CHOPS, they are calling on the government to expedite payment of 118 million cedis owed WAEC, and the delay by government is to make the full payment to WAEC is unduly delaying the release of the 2024 WASI results. We know that government recently made part payment of some 25 million cedis to WAEC, which has been described as woefully inadequate by the exam body. CHOPS, in a statement, is demanding an immediate intervention to resolve the crisis, which is equally affecting private students for no fault of theirs. And the association argues that the delay primarily is stemming from the breakdown of crucial scanners due to a lack of funds for maintenance and repairs is not only unacceptable, but also a grave injustice to students who diligently prepared for their examinations. And all of these and more make the education sector crucial, really, in terms of the conversations and the handing over and all of that, because there's been delays as well in releasing WASI results, which we've been talking to you about. Let's just try and walk you through the details as with regards what the numbers are. We know there are 460,000 plus students, and the reasons for the delay, as we've been walking you through, breakdown of scanners, and then the government owing some 118 million cedis. Let's try and get a bit more from John Kapi. The last time we spoke to him, he mentioned that the amount as released by government, that 25 million cedis, was not enough. He's the head of public affairs at WAEC. Let's try get a bit more from him this afternoon in relation to the development at this particular hour. But I got the indication that we've been joined rather on the phone by Naftali Che-Bafo. He's a public relations officer of the Conference of Heads of Private Second Cycle Schools, CHOPS. He's joined us over the phone. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking to us. You say that it is unfair to you as private schools that your result has been lumped all together with that of public schools not been released because of the government debts. Talk to us about the difficulty, particularly for your students as well. Well, it does appear he's not joined us on the telephone lines, and we're trying one more time to raise him. But their concern really, that is the Conference of Heads of Private Second Cycle Schools, has to do with the government indebtedness to WAEC. 118 million cedis, 25 million has been paid. But essentially, WAEC says they are unable to release the WASSCE results because of this indebtedness. It's thrown into jeopardy admissions even for tertiary institutions as well, because they are awaiting these results to be able to admit students who've applied or sought to be a part of the next academic year, awaiting their results. I get the indication John Kapi has joined us on Zoom right now. Let's try and get a bit more. Mr. Kapi, I appreciate that you could speak to us. The last time we spoke, you mentioned that the 25 million as released by government was inadequate. Has there been any top-ups between last week and today which could aid WAEC in releasing these results? Mr. Kapi, if you could kindly unmute for us.
Sorry. Good afternoon. Sorry. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. So after the release of the 25 million cedis, we haven't received any further payments from the government. We indicated immediately after the check was issued that that amount of money was woefully inadequate for the job that is at hand, that has to be done before we'll be able to release the results. So we are still, as it were, at a standstill.
Still at a standstill, and so what? You do not have a clear indication as to when possibly you could be releasing these results?
There is no clear indication as to when the results will be released, because we have made attempts to meet with the minister. As I speak with you, my head of office and the director of finance, decided to go and meet with him after we issued a letter last Friday, just so that we'll have this issue resolved and have the results released. But I'm told that they got to the office and he was not around.
What? The minister has been avoiding a meeting with officials of WAEC. Is that the indication we're getting? They're avoiding this meeting, which will seek to address all of the challenges and then see to the release of these results?
Well, for now, I wouldn't be able to tell the motive behind his absence. It's possible that he's in another meeting or has gone on for some other assignment. But then the issue is that my people are trying to meet with him to let him understand the situation on the ground and then the urgency with which these monies should be released. But unfortunately, he was not there. So our hope is that in the next day or two, there will be a positive response from his outfit so that we'll be able to carry on with our job. Because indeed, it's uncomfortable that people are awaiting these results and, you are not, everybody's mentioning WAEC, but really that should not be the situation.
And so what? Is there an indication as to which day within this week, because we know we have just tomorrow, which is a working day, until perhaps Friday, where you possibly could be able to meet the minister? Has his office given an indication as to when possibly he could be meeting you, or because of transition, there's no clear indication yet?
Well, as we speak, we've not been able to get any direct communication from him, because all our people were told was that he was absent from the office. As to when he would come to the office, as to when our team will be able to meet with him, there are no indications to that effect.
And so what? I know you mentioned that the 25 million earlier was inadequate. How much would it take, or how much would it cost right now for you to be able to repair these scanners and then get the results uploaded for students? How much would it cost you as WAEC, if we can get a figure?
Right. So first of all, the technicians, the 25 million that we received was just enough for us to be able to settle our indebtedness with these technicians. My information this morning indicates that our people have been in touch with them So they have come to do an assessment, and they're supposed to present a budget for us to work with in terms of, the repairs of the machines. So that aside, we would need to get some money to, pay to have a bigger bandwidth so that we can upload the results online. And then also we have a number of examiners who are doing some scrutiny work for us. We would need those reports to be able to tell what would happen to some candidates who breached some provisions of the examination. So really, on my part, as I sit here right now, it will be difficult for me to indicate how much we would need. But then when the Director of Finance is around, probably he can give me an idea about how much will be needed to be able to complete the repairs and then continue with the processes.
Mr. Kapi, I appreciate that you could speak to us this afternoon. That's John Kapi, he's the head of public affairs at WAEG. And so that is the latest. There's a stalemate, but Judith, you're going on to Zoom again because the Conference of Private Secondary Schools are raising concerns over this same issue. We've just been hearing from WAEG who say they're still at a standstill.
Very true. And joining me right now is Naftali Che Bafor. He is a public relations officer of the Conference of Heads of Private Second Cycle Schools, CHOPS. He's joining us for more details on this. Good afternoon, sir. Now, if you can hear me, we'd first like to understand really what is the impact of this delay in the payment of some 118 million Ghana cedis by WAEG to these schools.
For the opportunity, and a very good afternoon to your cherished viewers. Regrettably, as we speak, we have over 76,454 candidates who sat for the just immediate past WASI 2024 from the respective private senior high schools, 303, who are unable to have access to their results. This is simply because, as WAEG put it out there, the Ministry of Education owes them. The unfortunate side is that private schools do not owe WAEG. Private schools have paid their monies fully to WAEG. We have had meetings with WAEG. Unfortunately, we are unable to blame WAEG because we've met them, we've seen the scannable machines, the challenges they have. Our monies alone cannot fix. It means that of government needs to be released as a matter of urgency for us to have access to the results. But for the machines, we would have rather tasked WAEG to release our results. We want to let government know that we cannot vicariously suffer for their ineffectiveness. You denied us the opportunity of joining or being part of the free SHS from 2017 to date. We've not complained. After all complaints, you refuse to listen to us. We've managed our schools to now. Our children cannot suffer for any inefficiency, any ineffectiveness. No, our children are ready to have access to admission in the various tertiary institutions. If you have issues, handle that with WAEG. Give WAEG the necessary needed funds. Let the machine be fixed. Let that of private schools be scanned and marked. Let our results be released. Then you can handle all that is with WAEG. That is exactly what our position is. We need that to be done immediately.
Well, you say you have been engaging with WAEG and you cannot blame them for the current delay in payments. What about government? Have they been telling you anything? Have you had any engagements with them?
Unfortunately, we've not had any direct engagement with government because as it stands, our direct contract was not with government, it's with WAEG. But after meeting WAEG and taking us through the system, getting to know the situation of the scanners and everything, then we deem it prudent and expedient to draw the attention of government to the challenges WAEG is facing and how we vicariously suffer from that challenge because we've been in this situation. So we have indicated after writing to government, after releasing the statement, our next step is to engage government as a matter of urgency. Even on that, we have to resort to any appropriate legal means to have this resolved as early as possible because how would our children suffer for this? They've suffered enough 8 years under this administration, and they cannot suffer at the end of this administration as well. Never.
Well, it seems that the fate of these students hangs in the balance. They're not going to school currently. We are looking at, possible delays in admissions in tertiary institutions as well. Really, are there any alternative, solutions that you can suggest since government is not really pulling its weight on this matter?
The conference have had its meeting. We've decided we've taken the first step. At least we've given government a fair opportunity to come respond to this, and let's see how early government can quickly do this. If government fails to do that, we are left with no other option to explore all the available measures we have, including some legal actions, and if possible, even hitting on the street with parents and our students who are ready to do that. Every legal means that we can deploy, as far as getting access to those results is concerned, we will surely want to give it attention.
And lastly, Mr. Chebafo, before you go, you said that you are looking at exploring legal measures. Do you have any timelines to that? How many days are you giving government for them to respond or pay these monies before you seek legal redress?
Statement was released today. Early this morning, we released the statement. We are just expecting that but we know that Wednesday, Thursday happens to be a statutory public holiday. We're expecting that by Friday we get some positive news from government. Then that we'll have to advise ourselves. A week today, we surely have to advise ourselves.
Right, many thanks for your time. That's Natalie Chebafo. He is the PRO for CHOPS. He has been giving us details on this delay in payment of some 118 million Ghana cedis as regards to WAEC and the results that are supposed to be released for these students. The fate of these students hangs in the balance. But Marina, you have more for us.
Absolutely. We can switch our focus from education now and talk fire, because the Ghana National Fire Service is alarmed at the increase in fire outbreaks since Friday, December 20th. Now, Ghana has recorded more than 100 fire outbreaks since Friday, with domestic fires topping the list with 34 outbreaks and 31 bushfires. And just by way of a little breakdown for you in terms of what it is that we've witnessed. On Sunday, we got the indication that there were 44 outbreaks recorded. On Saturday, which was December 21, 33 outbreaks recorded. And then Friday, 39 outbreaks were recorded. In terms of the regional breakdown, the Greater Accra region has had 10, Ashanti 8, Eastern 7, and domestic fires, there's been 13, and then bushfires as well, 14. Joining us in studio is a member of the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service, DO1, Alex Kinati. He's joined us in studio. Mr. Nati, I appreciate that you could join us in studio. What, 2 days, about 4 days ago, we spoke and were speaking about the fire at Ablekuma North and the likes, and you were given the caution about the times and season we're in. It seems that caution has not lasted and we're seeing a lot more fires. How is the fire service dealing with all of these? More than 40 plus fires recorded in the last 3 days.
Well, so good afternoon to yourself and to your viewers. I'm ADO1. I've not got to DO1 yet. Okay. So as I speak to you, within the last 15 minutes, we've dispatched 3 fire tenders to 3 separate fires. As I speak to you. Last 15 minutes? Within this 15 minutes that I got here. So at Shalibutri, we just dispatched our team from Medina to proceed. Our team from Amasaman is proceeding to a fire at Kwabinya, and then also another fire also. So as I speak to you at Asalam Down. So as a service, we are committed, we are proactive, we've put in measures in place. That's how come we've been able to get teams to attend to all these various fires. That does not negate the fact that we need much more investment into the service, because most of our tenders are broken, are old, and they need to be changed. I think our station at Medina, for instance, yesterday went to about 5 fires. So as at this morning, we went out of commission because it's overworked itself. It needs to be, serviced. So yes, we need support. But then as a service, we are not reneging on our commitments to serving the good people of Ghana. So we embark on night patrols at the various jurisdictions, identifying volatile areas like markets and other areas that are prone to fires. Also, we've been embarking on extensive education. Almost every channel, we are hitting hard to try and let people understand and appreciate the dangers of fire. So as a service, I won't say we are overwhelmed, but it's within our capacity, and we're hoping that our education goes a long way to help people understand and help to reduce the speed of fires.
We know that the Harmattan is largely one of the causative agents in all of these fires, but is it just the dry spell which is really leading to these high fire incidents we're recording?
Well, fires have always been with us. We've been recording a lot of fires, but then the Harmattan has helped to make it worse. You know, because looking at the fact that Harmattan presents a lack of humidity in the atmosphere, any little spark can easily spread into a fire. Also, the fact that there's lack of humidity, other items that could have probably been had some moisture, that would have probably taken a while to burn, will this time around be easily to, burn easily. So the Harmattan, and again, I'll attribute it also to Harmattan because this Harmattan has seen over almost 40 fires, 40 bushfires alone from Friday to Sunday.
And how are you dealing with the bushfires?
So we are again education. But as I always say, people have nonchalant attitude towards fires, and people should get to know that these bushfires can again culminate into domestic fires because these bushfires end up coming up with embers. These embers, when they fly, can easily land on any roof. Right now, most of these roofings are made of plastic. So if any ember falls on a roof, it takes its time to smolder, and when you're not, when you least expect, the fire becomes a fully developed fire. So we are doing our best. Our bushfire departments have done a lot. We've been able to. We have a lot of bushfire volunteers in our rural areas who are working hard to be able to help people, even if we ask people to avoid burning altogether. But even if it becomes imperative for them to embark on bush burning, for whatever reason, for farming, for getting out pest or getting out any food, then they should try and then involve the Ghana National Fire Service, especially our rural fires department, so they can help them do it the right way because the menace of bushfires is so overwhelming.
I know the Christmas festivities is upon us. There's a lot of activities, particularly at our markets. The patrols there as well, because our markets have been quite prone to fires. And then the overcrowded nature as well has come up over the last few days. Has been concerns of human stampedes and the likes in some parts of Accra. I know you play a role in helping with that as well. What's the plan going forward finally in dealing with both on the two fronts? Okay,
so on the two fronts, I'll go again beyond. I like the fact that you know our scope of work. People always limit the Ghana National Fire Service to fires, but what they fail to realize is that when it comes to rescues, when it comes to even collision vehicle, when people are trapped, it all falls within our purview.
Right.
So as a service, we've been on high alert. We've made arrangements to be able to, our rescue teams have been equipped with most, I won't say all, because again, there are some deficits in the system, but most of our rescue teams have been equipped with new and advanced extrication and rescue tools to be able to get to people on time, to be able to save lives, because at the end of the day, our paramount aim is to save lives and minimize the risk of fires in our society.
801, thank you very much. That's Alex Skin Nate. He is with the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service. He tells us in the last 15 hours, you could say 20 minutes, 3 fire tenders been dispatched to 3 separate places. You take us on to our very first break here on NewsCentral. We return with a bit more stories for you. Please do stay.
This is the reason why I love Ghana.
The lottery is very plenty. You know, Ghana and Ghana.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Central. Let's take you back to a very fair story because the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, has threatened to embark on an indefinite strike starting December 31, 2024, if its outstanding concerns are not addressed. Well, Maxwell Bunu is national president of CTAG. He's joining us on phone with more details on this. Good afternoon, sir. Now, what specific actions do you expect government to take to address the CTAG's outstanding concerns?
Good afternoon, madam. I trust you are doing well.
I'm very well. I'm asking, really, what actions are you expecting government to take concerning your concerns that you have raised?
Yeah, thank you once again. The specific action we want government to take is the fact that our migration data is still there. We had letters have been sent. We have a copy of the letter sent to controller, but we want government to give clear directive to controller to migrate all staffs in the colleges of education, I mean the 46 colleges of education, onto the university salary structure as we have agreed, and also directed by the National Labour Commission on 2nd May 2023. We are also expecting government to pay the remaining 42 colleges that have not been paid their all year round work compensation. This was simply work that we did, extra duty that we performed in the year 2022. And there have been meeting upon meeting for this money to be paid. When we put mounted pressure on government, they pay only 4 colleges, and the remaining 42 colleges are still outstanding. And not even a dime has been paid to any of the remaining colleges. Meanwhile, there were several agreements, meetings on this issue for the money to be paid. We are also appealing to the government, earnestly, that they should issue our appointment letters as regard the migration. So they should direct Prinkov to take steps to also issue our appointment letters. Then we also have some 3 colleges outstanding. That is Akrokere College of Education, Dambai, and then McCoy College of Education, where their BRA 2023 top-up BRA has not been paid to them. So these are the specific actions we want government to take so that the colleges can return to school come January 13 January 2025, so that they can teach without any problem. But until these things are done, I can assure you that no college teacher is willing to step his or her foot into the classroom to teach. Thank you very much.
But Mr. Bunu, there's a transition happening right now. Why are you coming out once again now, especially when you've gone through a series of strikes, indefinite strikes over the year? Are you trying to peg the government down in this particular period?
Madam, not exactly. I've just mentioned that we are the current government that will be exiting come 7th January 2025. They have a better understanding of this issue we are talking about. We have attended over 40 different meetings and nothing seems to be happening. So we just want to make this call, appeal to them that since they were with us and understood the issues better, they should take steps to get us migrated before they exit office. And I think that will be a plus for them, that yes, they have actually sought to the migration of the college of education onto the university salary structure. Now, we are also making this call at this crucial time because the incoming government, specifically the Parliamentary Select Committee members, a number of them are in the new government that is coming to power. They are also aware of the issue. So we are also appealing to them that they should collaborate with the current government to get the college teachers migrated and also our all year round work paid. The all year round work is just a 1 month's salary equivalent that they are supposed to pay. So colleagues are even wondering that if they are unable to pay the 1 month equivalent salary to them, how are they going to do the migration?
Right.
It has been one promise after another. So we do not want a situation where the new government will also see us in a bad light, that we wanted to make them unpopular. That's how come early part of next year, we embarking on strike. That's why we're making the call now, so that they will also come on board and then support this call. That's
right,
why
many thanks for your time. Max Obunu is the national president for CTAC. He has been joining us with more details on this, Mona.
No, let's take you away from all of the labor agitations and the concerns on the education front this afternoon, because the festive season is upon us, coupled with economic challenges. But the big question, how businesses are faring during the season. My colleague Safwa Abuahene is currently at the Central Business District, and she's gauging the mood right now. Let's take you there. Safwa, talk to us. What's the area looking like this afternoon?
Region. Okay, there's a car coming, which is Cantamanto. We want to interact with some of the buyers and then the vendors who are here to find out from them how things have been going, and are they out particularly because it's Christmas, or they have some other plans. So let me start off with a gentleman I have here who is a vendor here. He's into phones. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Please, your name?
My name is Elijah.
Okay, so Elijah, what do you sell? Even though I know what you do.
I'm selling mobile phones.
Mobile phones. So tell us, we want to know, how has sales been? I can see a lot of people trooping in, buying and selling. What is really the cause of it?
Okay, it's because the Xmas festival, the Christmas festival. That's why people are in town too much. It used to happen every Xmas. Every Xmas, people will be coming from 25th, 24th, 23rd, 20th. People will be coming. So that's the reason why people are in town.
Now, one more time, are they selling?
Yeah.
Are they buying?
Especially slippers. Those who are selling slippers, shoes, sneakers, they are selling. They are selling, they are really selling. They are selling.
But don't you also think that the elections has something to do with it?
Okay, initially, before the election, people were not coming to town. But now, as everything has settled down coolly, people are coming. Because now, because of the election, they think everything is okay. No variance, no anything, so they are coming to town regularly. But before election, people were panicking. They are not coming to town.
So you are saying that before elections, you didn't used to get items like these? Okay.
Yes, people are not coming. They were panicking. They fear. They don't know the outcome of the election. But now they are coming. They are coming.
You are making some good money.
Oh yes. They are coming. They are buying. They are buying.
You personally?
Oh, me too. I'm selling. Yes. I'm selling.
So Xmas there. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. I have been speaking with Elijah, and he's telling me that there are a lot of people who have come in instantaneously, solely because we are done with elections and they are now ready for Xmas. Let me still interact with some more people. Yes, I have here Pacho Woody.
Femi Jemima.
Jemima na ene oya dewa ha.
Me pacho me ba shopping.
Shopping for
member ne me ankasa.
Christmas nintia.
Christmas nintia na maba krom.
Na de ntina wo ba no at this time.
This time na ya niama afoforo ba. On say na me election nintia ma na niama ni krom. Until this time the niama aba krom. Though nipa wo krom echoki, but I think in there yes Saturday.
Saturday now.
Saturday me ba krom, but me ntumi ko fie.
Dey na see.
Na pressure na too much. Na nipa no doors unya baby anko ne niama.
But say na still la nipa no doors.
But in there yes Saturday no. Baby wo nipa baby wo nipa ni until there ye.
Na yen hwe niama na watumi atoto no free say ebo na kofom ana say wo soro.
Ebo ne de enko fom. Wo soro. And this year ankasa dongo miamba. O say anka sometimes no niama no mu yi bi wo store na mu ebo ni dongo, but this time eni ho. Until this time na niama na ankasa ni form, but we dey say odi bronya.
Jemima, thank you very much. So I've been speaking with Jemima. She is also a customer here, and she has been buying things, preparing for Christmas. From her, she said initially because of the elections, there weren't quite a number of things to buy, but now there's been a lot of things, even though it's not that affordable like how people think it would be, because it's getting close to a festive occasion. But they still have to buy because, of course, they have to enjoy Christmas. Let me still try and see if I can engage some others to see how things are going. Hello. Pacha, what do you say?
I'm Patient.
Very good. Patience. You are live on TV3. Let me come this way. Yeah, so Patience, you are the market square. Are you coming to buy something or you are selling?
Yeah, I'm coming to buy something.
Okay, is it because of Christmas? Tell me more about it.
Because of Christmas, I came to buy ladies' slippers and heels.
Okay.
Yes, and because of the Christmas, it's costly a little. Yes.
But let me. It looks like a lot of people are here than usual. Is it how it is most of the times?
No, it's because of the Christmas.
But why are you buying things now? Maybe you should have planned Christmas, some weeks ago because you knew Christmas was coming. Why this time?
Okay, me, I'm online marketer. So that's why I came to market today. Okay.
So you think that when it's getting close to the festive occasion, a lot of people come to buy, that's why?
Yes, when it's getting to this festive season, a lot of people order things from us. That's why I chose to come on 23rd. Okay. Patience.
All right, thank you very much. Patience. She is a buyer and a seller at the same time, and she's an online marketer coming here to buy some other things because she knows that during a festive occasion like this is when a lot of people come here to buy. Okay, so we are at Cantamanto live here. Let me just speak to one of the ladies who sell briefly, and then we can wrap up. Hello, mommy.
Yeah.
What's your baby? I fine.
But for twadi, emu twadi de. Me say ya now so say Mahama wini. Ya twadi gidi. Eyezu, eyezaza. Say o wini ya ni ehun hwe bibia go suro. Ni ya now say ya me madam. Ya twadi obobo na no eyi. O can price no etia. Say Saturday no kura ndem podie mu ye. Saturday ni gidi kura. Na me wo inside.
Na dia na see here.
Crowd ni dosun. Enipa ni dosun. Nti keni so de akwala ne ba oja ni wo fie. Minim de oba abepe. A wa be hwele ne ba. Nti me ya sure say next time no onye some mistake no onye bio.
Na de free say Christmas be ye de pa.
Ebe ye de papa. Ebe ye Fanta Bruta. Ebe ye Fanta Bruta kasa. Be did the Auntie Sarah. Okay, yeah,
I just spoke with Auntie Sarah, and she is telling me that Christmas is going to be an amazing one for them because John Mahama has won the elections, and so for her it is JM, and they are excited about it. So because of that, people come in and whatever price that she mentions to them, they are able to buy because they are happy. We are at Cantamanto, one of the busiest and bustling markets in Accra, the Greater Accra region, and these are what people are saying, getting ready for Christmas. Safa Boahene, TV3 News.
Right then, Safa, many thanks from Cantamanto in Accra. And a lot of buying and selling. The place is busy. It will take us on to our second break here on NewsCentral. When we return, we'll cross the regions for you. Stay with us.
One bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, so
Welcome back. It's time for Regional Hub. Now, to limit forest entry and protect its resources, the Crops Research Institute has taken steps to revitalize endangered minor crops and trees. Now, the intervention, which will see the restoration of degraded ecosystems and preservation of biodiversity, will also offer training to farmers and residents in forest fringe communities to produce nurseries and have diversified income. Ibrahim Abubakar joins us for more details on this right there from the Ashanti region. Ibrahim, good afternoon. Laudable intervention, especially in a time where the world is pumping in huge resources to mitigate the effect of climate change. Now, how different is this intervention from the existing ones?
Well, Judy, the concept of the Embrace project is not only looking at preserving our biodiversity, but looking at ways of empowering farmers economically so that they will reduce their dependence on our forest resources. Because when you go to forest area, you realize that most of the residents within the forest fringe communities depend heavily on the resources of our forest for their livelihood, or I would say their income. So this is coming at a time that, like you said, we are all trying to mitigate the effect of climate change. And for that matter, they are going through training on alternative source of livelihood, such as beehive, beekeeping, snail farming, and the rest, so that they will be protecting the forest alongside getting their income as well. So when you look at even the Embrace, it is an acronym of engaging local communities in minor crops utilization for biodiversity conservation and livelihood enrichment. So these are the interventions they are bringing. So Crop and Research Institute is partnering Ministry of Food and Agriculture and also Forest Research Institute of Ghana, so that they will implement this project and make sure that going forward we will be able to have a sustainable food production by mitigating the effect of climate change. Let's take a listen to what the scientists have been telling us more about this project.
Enrich or improve the livelihoods of about 1,250 households, as well as train about 500 women and youth in community nursery systems, and also empower them so that they are able to establish community nursery systems, creating revolving funds that would in the end also improve unemployment issues in our country.
Our core mandate as a Crop Research Institute is to ensure food security and improvement in livelihood. But we've realized that if you don't help, or if I should put it, if you don't even lead in the management or conservation of biodiversity, and then judicious use of our forest resources to ensure that we sustainably use our forest trees and the minor crops, then in future we may have achieved some bit of food security for the country, but it will reduce to zero, because life is in the trees, and life.
Well, many thanks for your time. That's my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar. He's been bringing us details on this particular subject. Of course, we'll get more details on this in a subsequent bulletins, especially the response from these selected communities. That's all for Regional Hub.
Now, to some matters relating to politics and what has been a stalemate for a while now, because a cloud of doubt and uncertainty, that's what hangs over some 9 constituencies in wait of the 9th Parliament starting on January 7th of next year. The difficulty, or simply put, the inability of the Electoral Commission to finalize the collation process over the weekend witnessed some progress, albeit with much contestation from the opposition NDC. They have petitioned the Supreme Court seeking to stay a High Court order aiming to prevent the recollation of the constituency results. The EC, as you know it, went or proceeded, resulting in both legal confusion and whether or not the now declared winners will be allowed to be sworn in. Shortly, we'll seek to get some answers for you, but let's run you through a list of the constituencies and what has changed from the weekend. Those are going to come up on your screen right now, and perhaps we'll start off with the constituencies where really there's a lot of doubt, and one of such is Dome Kwabenya, because the returning officers or the Electoral Commission officials could not proceed with a declaration. We know that the EC has declared the earlier declaration of Elikpilim Akrugu as winner as illegal, and so the exercise was to be done again. They've not been able to conclude on that, and so we do not know or have a member of parliament for Dome Kwabenya. At Okaikwe Central, that turned, and Baba Sadiq, who was earlier declared winner, saw Patrick Yabuama emerge. The NDC's Abdul Baba Sadiq says all of that and more will be challenged. Then Ablekuma North as well, that as well is pending because the Electoral Commission officials say they cannot make headway. That's a constituency where ballot papers and ballot boxes were torched, which affected the Kwashiman cluster of schools. We brought you details of that last week as well. Then there's Tema Central as well. Abby Bright saw her win whisked away from her. Charles Forson been declared eventual winner of that particular seat. And then at Obuasi East as well, we saw that turn because of the coercion argument that was made by the returning officer, and Patrick Boaji Yadom has been declared winner by the Electoral Commission. And so that's the stalemate as we have it with regards to a number of these constituencies. And there's in Sawama Duejiri as well, which saw Frank Anodompre, who was very confident in the lead up to that recollation exercise, emerge victorious. We know Philbert Amenope has headed to court. Then there's a Hafano Southwest, Eric Nanajiman Prempe as well, has been declared a winner. There was that process could not be seen through. There's Techiman South as well. Martin Ejementa Kosa has been declared winner. Very close at that election as well. It was close in 2020, further closer as well in 2024. And then the expectation is that the NDC, they've been issuing statement all throughout the weekend, say it's not the last we've heard of all of the developments from there. And most certainly, there will be a lot more, because we know that the Chief Justice as well has issued a series of directives which is expected to aid the processes for litigation of these various parliamentary disputes, which are expected in the lead up to January 7. And just by way of brief details for you as well, that's what's on your screen right now, where the CJ has directed that all High Court registries and all registries where any parliamentary election petition or other election-related matters shall be filed shall thereafter remain open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturdays and even on public holidays. And so tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, no excuses at all. All Superior Court judges who shall be assigned any parliamentary dispute or related matter shall have the power to sit on Saturdays and public holidays as well. And then the last, there will be electronic service for all. And so persons who may seek to evade service, you have no excuse as well at all, because you could be served via WhatsApp or even email. And so that's the stalemate, and that's how we'll end this afternoon's edition of the Bulletin for you today. I am Mawina Igbeta.
And I am Judith Brown. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch us same time tomorrow.
The afternoon show is next. Bye-bye.